CSO slams Tinubu over energy crisis, urge him to supply crude oil to Dangote Refinery. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in and listening to this channel that we got to hear this morning. As our headline for this morning says here, CSO slam Tinubu's over energy crisis, urge him to supply crude oil to Dangote Refinery. Well, we have it that a coalition of civil society organizations has blamed President Bola Tinubu for the energy crisis that is rocking the country. They urge him to allocate crude oil to Dangote Refinery so that petroleum products can be refined in the country and eliminate subsidized and associated corruption. Speaking on the state of the nation, they also accuse him of not resolving the security challenges facing the nation, adding that it has led to farmers abandoning their farms and leading to food crisis in the country. According to Comrade Saviour Ishe, the national president of the Ambassador for Peace and Enlightenment Foundation, AMPEF, President Tinubu has failed in his primary assignment of protecting Nigerians and promoting their economic well-being. He said that the government has worsened the living condition of Nigerians, adding that the people of the country are becoming poorer because of the bad economic policies, which he described as anti-people. He accused the president of spending huge funds on items that have no bearing on the lives of Nigerians. Ishe flamed Tinubu for putting round holes in square pegs in his choice of ministers, adding that the ministers have failed because they do not have competence in ministry they supervise. He called on the president to sack his ministers and appoint people who have competence in specific areas. The human rights activists called on the president to sack the GMD of NNPCL for not supplying Dangote Refinery with crude oil. Ishe also asked the government to allow modular refineries to work in the country. He described the payment of subsidy as a crime, adding that it is wrong to export crude oil and import finished petroleum products. Also speaking at the event, Comrade Daniel Ugoin of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights and Joint Action Front, he accused the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Nigerian judiciary of colluding with politicians to thwart the will of the people and stopping the vote of the people from counting. He argued that democracy will not develop until the institutions are populated with individuals that are not corrupt. Well, Comrade Neye Solomon of the Committee of Defense of Human Rights and AMPEF, called on Nigerians to organize a breakthrough tyranny of the politicians, adding that they should ask questions of their council chairman and ensure that the funds are not stolen. Well, he also called on the government to ensure that the Dangote Refinery works in order to reduce the cost of fuel in the country. However, Comrade Olusegun Adeeku, Nigeria, who participated in the last protest to protest against hunger in the country, has concluded with the families of those who lost their lives and called on the federal government to release the protesters who are still being detained. He called for return of subsidy and stopping of palliative, adding that Nigerians are hard-working people and are not beggars. Well, Comrade Ambassador Ajimoto Kunle called on the federal government to reduce the electricity tariff and reduce the cost of living in the country. He tasked Tinubu to allow Nigerians to protest, adding that it is their right to do so. And that is what we have for you concerning this headline today this morning, which says here that CSO slammed Tinubu over energy crisis, urged him to supply crude oil to Dangote Refinery. Well, yes, of course, you had it for me this morning, and if you're not to subscribe, the best thing you can do right now is to tap the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a like on this video to get some more updates concerning this in the next future to come. Well, like you heard it from me this morning, this CSO's insulting Tinubu over the energy crisis that is happening in the country, and I also urging Tinubu to please supply crude oil to the Dangote Refinery, because we can't have a refinery and we are still having subsidy, we are still having all this petroleum corruption. No, yes. The coalition of civil society organizations, they blame Tinubu for the energy crisis that is happening in the country. They blame him. You are the president, you're supposed to use your power as president to allocate oil to Dangote Refinery, and now they are the ones urging him to do that. So that the refinery can refine petroleum products and eliminate subsidies and associated with corruption. Like I said before, the refinery could start working, and all these subsidies and petroleum corruption will just end once and for all. He said all this on the State of the Nations. They also accused Tinubu of not resolving the security challenges facing nation. Yes, they also abusing for that. When the people were crying that they can no longer just go to their farm, or they can no longer go to their farm, what did Tinubu do? They did nothing. Yes, what did the president did? He did not do anything. Turned a blind eye. Now there's food crisis in the nation. People can't even afford food, yet alone there's no even food. Yes, there's no money to get the food, and there's no even food. That is the amount of suffering that is already that Nigeria is facing right now. According to Comrade Saviour Ishe, who is the national president of the Ambassador for Peace and Enlightenment Foundation (AMPEF), he said Tinubu has failed in his primary assignment of being the president of this big nation, Nigeria. He has failed in protecting Nigerians and promoting their economic well-being. That one, no. Tinubu failed it 1/100. 1 out of 100. He failed. People under the comment section on Instagram and Twitter all saying that they even missed Buhari's tenure. And Buhari tenure, all this food crisis was not there in Buhari's tenure. There was not this naira devaluation. Things was expensive, but it was not as expensive as expensive as this. That's to tell you the amount of suffering that right now the country is suffering. Things are not easy, and yet this man is playing with our feelings. They tell him, and also the governors of state are also adding to the problem that is happening to this country. Yes, let us not just remove them. They're also adding. That's why this man said that Tinubu, all these ministers that you pack around you, they don't even know how to do their work right. Nope. Sack them and put people who can actually do the work. Don't put people that will favor you, like your family member or your mommy, sister, in-law, brother. No. Put people who are meant for the work. Put people who can do it better. Don't just put people who are connected to you one way or the other. What do you guys think? Drop a comment in the comment section and don't forget to leave a like on this video. Then tap the subscribe button and the big bell with the notification bell. So that anytime I have a new video, you'll be the first to get notified about it. Once again, thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day ahead of you.